how do I self-VOD review?
It's a good question because it's a tough one, you know. Like, it's one of the most difficult skills that you can apply yourself to, but it's very, very rewarding. What rank are you right now?
I'm currently Platinum 4, I think.
Platinum 4.
10
Okay.
DPS. I usually just go in a match. I look at what my options are and I do what seems to be the most optimal. I don't really think about what like what I'm doing actively. I'm just
Sure. Sure.
that's basically how I play, yeah.
Yeah, that's how everybody plays, at least initially. I mean, that's really how even pros, Overwatch League players think. They just play, right? But if you're playing to
Yeah.
improve versus playing to perform, it's different. So here's how you self-VOD review, okay? Pause. There's two self-VOD reviews. One is I don't know what I need to be working on, so let's investigate. Two is I know what I have been working on. Let's see how I'm doing. Let's do the first one. We don't know what you want to work on, so let's play.
Okay.
And it help game knowledge, and watching some VOD reviews, some YouTube videos, watching some pros play is very helpful for giving you information, but how do you apply that information? Let's work on our bubbles. Pause when I say pause.
Okay.
Pause. What do you think about this bubble? Was this bubble good? Was this bubble bad? What could have been done? What do you think of your bubbles?
So, personally, I mean, I think the idea of bubbling here is good, but I don't think that I executed it well.
How could you have executed it better?
In this situation, I don't know. Like, I think it should have been a bit further back.
Okay.
But I like I started shooting the two brothers when I saw them, so I don't think I had enough time to go back and then forward.
Go back again? Should you have bubbled?
Like, if I knew they were gonna be there, I would have bubbled here, but I didn't know they were gonna jump.
Okay. So you didn't have perfect vision. Play again?
Yeah. Okay.
You see them, right? Why did you not bubble now? Because I know that this Hanzo's inside your bubble. Like, it's difficult either way, but I'm still concerned at your lack of response to a Hanzo and a Genji at point blank range.
So I think that's just my slow reaction time. I only noticed the Genji. I only noticed the Hanzo a bit later. So
okay. So you're blaming slow reaction time, but I'm gonna blame your lack of focus on people that are threats on your screen.
Okay.
Bubble faster. Look for people to bubble on and then bubble faster. Let's keep going. Okay. So we're ignoring literally everything else but your bubbles right now.
Okay.
What do you think about this bubble?
I think this one was good.
Okay, keep going. And so you can do this efficiently too. If you think the bubble was good, we don't have to watch it again. What do you think about this bubble?
I mainly did it just for safety because
so don't give me the reasoning. Tell me if it was good or bad. Does it make sense?
For me, it makes sense.
Okay, then keep going.
Okay.
What do you think about this bubble?
I think it's pretty useless.
Why?
Because I'm not bubbling anything. It's just...
Right.
It's just Kiriko and a Lucio.
Pause.
Okay.
This is the same mistake that you made with the Hanzo and Genji, where you're not really paying attention to what's on your screen before you press bubble.
Okay.
You're both slow and too fast. It's not a reaction speed problem. It's an experience and a focused experience problem. Will come better with time, but you can accelerate that process. All right, okay. Keep going.
Yeah, just...
Bubble, yes, no, weird. Good, bad? What do you think?
Wait, 1 second. I would say bad.
Why? What was on your screen?
So, okay. So, okay, I see a Winston and a Lucio.
Right? You get me?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, if you were specifically trying to block like a Lucio boot for a niche purpose, but we're not concerned about the micro details right now, right? Big picture, you see Winston and Lucio on your screen, and you bubble at full HP. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, keep playing. See, you're coaching yourself right here, right? You've been perfectly right every single time. I've helped you on a couple of details here, but this has been mostly you. Yes, no?
I would say yes. I mean, I still died, but I don't think
But
it
why
was
did you
that
die?
bad. Give me a second. Because I didn't
You
dance
didn't
around the bubble
dance. You're
properly.
not very good at
Yeah,
dancing. You're a terrible dancer. You got 2 left feet or whatever they say,
awful
right?
dancer.
But the bubble was great. The bubble was obviously great. Keep going. You notice what we're doing here? We're slowly crafting an image of what is wrong with your Winston, right? Or at least an aspect that is wrong with your Winston. That bubble, obviously. Well, actually, you know what? Wait a second. We didn't even really look at that bubble, did we? We should take another look. We got lazy. My bad.
Okay. I'm. I want to say both yes and no. I
Why
mean, I
would you
blocked
say
echo
yes?
stickies.
Yes?
I blocked echo stickies, but I don't know if that's that useful. I mean, it
Don't
like it.
overthink it. What does your heart
Okay,
tell you? Was it a good bubble or a bad bubble? What should you have done?
bad. I would say bad.
Why? What would you do instead?
Give me a second. Okay, I get too far. Here, I would probably just walk a bit on the Lucio and see what happens. I don't know.
Okay, kind of a tough one, isn't it? Here's what I'm going to do for you. You ready? I'm not going to tell you
Okay,
what the answer to this problem is. I'll let it sift into the void. Keep
okay.
going, because you're not always going to be able to come up with a solution on your own, right? So if you're not
Yeah,
sure, okay, well, we'll figure it out one day. But you know what? You don't need to know the answer to every single fight to be able to effectively self-odd review, right?
okay.
And the stuff that's tricky, don't worry about the tricky stuff. Worry about the obvious stuff, right? Notice that what we're doing is we're not saying we're focusing on fixing our bubbles. What are we
Okay.
realizing? We're realizing there's some habits with you. You don't really pay attention to exactly what's on your screen, right? Before you
Yeah.
press bubble. And you also sometimes use bubble when you should have just jumped away.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the mistakes that we need to fix. At least so far. Let's keep watching. Bubble, yes or no? Oh, look at you trying to greed
Oh,
that bubble. Do you know what? You
yeah.
know what? I respect it. You made the wrong read, but you tried something that earlier that you were making the goof of. You were mistaking that, right? You were trying to bubble when you probably should have just jumped out. You almost got away with it there, right? So let's stop the VOD right here. Let's stop the VOD
Okay.
right here. What are you seeing so far as being something to practice from your Winston gameplay from the self review?
Well, I definitely think I should just pay more attention to what's on my screen and
Exactly.
where enemies could possibly be.
Exactly. And then make the decision about the bubble accordingly. And so you see, when
Yeah.
you say that you just played to play, now what are you going to be doing when you play Winston?
I
What,
mean, I'm still gonna be playing to play, but I'm gonna be thinking a lot more about. I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna start using my brain, I should say. So
well,
I'm gonna
with what? In regards to what? Your positioning? No.
as to
Primals? No. What?
when and why I'm bubbling.
Correct. What's on my screen? That's it right
Yes.
there. You get better at that. Maybe you fumble the bag and literally everything else to do with Winston. That's okay. You're going to get really good at bubbles, though. Or you're going to get at least a little bit better, right?
Okay.
That's how you self-VOD review. Now, we could have done this entire VOD review all over again and instead focused on your positioning, right? And I bet you would have come up with a lot of really good ideas about how you could have positioned better, right? You're not an idiot.
Yep.
You're smart. Every time I asked you whether you should have bubbled or not, you either came up with a good answer or the ones that you weren't sure, they were just generally tough situations. There wasn't any like, oh, that's obviously the answer. I can't believe you didn't know that. Not a single time.
Yeah.
You just needed to see that what self-VOD review does is you should direct your attention to a lapse or a gap in your execution of the game. Not even understanding, just you're not very good at doing this when you should know better, right? And then you focus on that problem until you fix it. Now, there will be some problems that you might not be aware of, but a big chunk of your mistakes are going to be things that you know better than, but you don't actually do better than. Does that make sense?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to kind of study your gameplay to find those mistakes, and the way to do that is to pick something and look at it. For example, if we were to look at your Junker Queen right now, how are your carnages? How are your axes? You know, how are your
I
shouts?
think
How's your positioning? You know?
on Junker Queen, if I were to tell you, I think my positioning is definitely worst for
Okay.
For my rank, I'm pretty confident in my Junker Queen mechanically.
Okay,
Just knives and
perfect.
shotgun heads.
Sure. So then you would go through the entire. So honestly, what you could do today is you could on your own time look through your Junker Queen, look through this VOD or whatever Junker Queen map it is, and just be like, could I have been positioned better? Could I have been positioned better? And if you're not sure, ask yourself, is there a better position? Could I? What let me go try it next rank game. I'm gonna try this position, see how it goes. You see what I'm saying?